order the 1,470th meeting of the President and Board of Trustees for the Village of Machesney Park this first day of April 2019. Please rise for invocation given this evening by Pastor Jared Kemp from North Park Church of Christ. And please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance by led by Trustee Terry Bailey.
Let's pray. Lord, we come before you this evening. Thank you for all that you have blessed us with, all that you have given us with, this change in weather that marks the changing of the seasons. We thank you for this time now where people from the city can get together to discuss and make decisions on how best to aid and lead this community. I pray that you would be with them, that you would guide them. I pray that whatever discussions are had and decisions are made would be made with you in mind and with the best of the community in mind as well. We thank you for Christ, for what he's done for all of us, and we pray in his name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the clerk please take roll call?
Mayor Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Sykes.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Kidd is absent. Wilson.
Aye.
Bailey. Here. Beck.
Here.
Clerk is present. The attorney is present.
We have a quorum. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the March 18th board meeting.
So made.
Second.
A motion and a second. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes have been approved. Next, we'll have the Treasurer's Report from Treasurer Bradley Robeson.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Treasurer's Report as of March 25th, 2019 reflected what the village received in motor fuel tax funds of $46,369.13 and billed Machesney Road funds of $361,097.47. The total of all funds was $12,846,397.52. A copy of the report is available at the back of the room. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We entertain a motion to accept the Treasurer's Report.
So made. Happy birthday, Treasurer.
Well, happy birthday.
Second. Happy birthday, Treasurer.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Treasurer's Report has been approved. Next, we'll have communications from Clerk Lori Mitchell.
Thank you, Your Honor. First thing this evening, I just want to say congratulations to the village and to Mayor Johnson, who received a certificate of appreciation and special recognition of our dedication and collaboration with the Heartland Hospice to honor veterans on National Vietnam Veterans Day.
Thank you. Thank you, so kind.
Mayor Johnson took time out of his day to go down and be part of that ceremony and speak to the Vietnam vets and to all the veterans in attendance that day. So we're real proud of you. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Very touching. Yep.
And also this evening, just a reminder to everyone listening everywhere, tomorrow's Election Day. As citizens of the United States of America and state of Illinois and the municipality of Machesney Park, it is our obligation to vote for the candidates of our choice or the cause of our choice. I encourage you to vote tomorrow. Polls are open from 6 a.m. until 7 p.m. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next, we'll have the warrants. Trustee Joe Sipes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I present the warrant in the amount of $437,792.97 and move for its authorization.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the bills. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please take roll call?
Trustee Sipes.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
5 ayes, no nays, and 1 absent.
Bills have been approved. Next on the agenda is administrative reports. On Wednesday, March 20th, I attended a press conference with Governor Pritzker as we heard about the flood damage in our area. That night, I attended a meeting with representatives from Winnebago County Sheriff's Department, National Weather Service, ComEd, in the Village of Machesney Park who presented information regarding the management of the Rock River Recreational Basin in Rockford and the impact of weather events and dam operations. It was a very informative meeting and many concerned residents attended this meeting. Just as a reminder that the village will be finishing up going door to door in flood areas to inspect homes, Machesney Park is waiving fee permits for residents in the flood area. The ad hoc committee scheduled for March 27th was canceled and will be rescheduled at a later date. On Friday, March 29th, I was honored to represent the Village of Machesney Park at National Vietnam War Veterans Day held at Lost Park City Hall. Sergeant Jim Puckett, U.S. Marine Vietnam veteran, was a keynote speaker, and he gave a very emotional and memorable speech. On Saturday, April 6th, TLC Living Committee will host a public open house at their new permanent office located at 8702 North 2nd Street from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop in for treats, door prizes, and friendship. There'll be a ribbon cutting at the Baking Grounds North located at 8638 North 2nd Street in the front of Machesney Park Town Center on Tuesday, April 9th at 10 a.m. And the Parks Chamber is hosting their annual Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 13th at the Harlem High School football field. The Easter bunnies will arrive at 9:30 on the fire truck and the hunt will start at 10 a.m. Ages are from 0 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, 7 to 8. Just call to register beforehand. Number is 815-633-3999. Continuing on with other administrative reports, next would be Attorney Tom Green.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next would be Village Administrator Tim Savage.
Pleased to report that flood response operations are beginning to wrap up. Assessment teams have been in the field all week and just have a few flood assessment inspections left to do. And the dumpsters are placed at strategic locations throughout the Shore Drive and areas north for any residents that need to dispose of unwanted items related to the flood. That will be wrapping up near the end of the week. What else? Yeah, so I want to thank Chad for the extra hours he put in the supervision of the Public Works crew, and James and the number of hours and additional duties he assumed there in response to the flood, and of course Pete assuming the incident commander position. So good job, well done everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Next would be Finance and Human Resource Manager Michelle Johansson.
No report, thank you.
Thank you. Next would be Community Development Director James Richter.
No report this evening, Your Honor.
Thank you. Next would be Superintendent of Public Works Chad Hunter.
Thank you. I just wanted to remind residents that Rock River Disposal has scheduled a spring cleanup. They'll be making one pass through the entire village to do leaf pickup with the leaf vacuum. That is scheduled from April 8th through April 12th. Residents are urged to get their leaves out to the curb before the 8th so they don't get missed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next would be Village Engineer Chris Hopkins.
Thank you, Your Honor. At the budget retreat, we discussed the need to replace the brick out at the town center. That's being done as warranty work as part of the project that was done a number of years ago. That brick is scheduled to be removed on the 15th of April. And somebody got a little overzealous and put the traffic control up today. So tomorrow morning it's going to be taken down, everything will be open back up, and we'll get notices out, of course, to the affected businesses, and we'll get a press release out before the actual work starts. The work should be wrapped up by about May 3rd. So that's all I have this evening, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Next would be Harlem High School Student Liaison Hannah Herrera.
Thank you, Your Honor. The students of Harlem have just gotten back from their spring break and all enjoyed it with the good weather. The juniors of Harlem are getting ready for the SAT next Tuesday, and lots of teachers have put together study programs for them after school, so that's been very beneficial. Also, Harlem has a fundraiser called Harlem Has Soul, in which we're collecting shoes, lightly used shoes, for people in third world countries. And for every pair of shoes Harlem receives, we get a portion of money back to the school, funding for school activities and things of that nature. So I will be bringing a box here to the hall, and it'll be here through the whole month of April. So if anyone has any lightly worn shoes they'd like to donate, you can just bring it and put it in the box, and at the end of the month I'll take it back to Harlem, and hopefully we have lots of shoes to give to people. So thank you.
Thank you. Next will be Public Safety Supervisor, Lieutenant Pete Delpra.
Good evening. I feel like I need to reintroduce myself. I've been gone for a while. June 14th, I should be completely done with school. Hopefully, knock on wood, that I get some papers accomplished and finished. I have no report as far as numbers for you. As far as the flood goes, thank you to everyone that helped out over the last couple of weeks. It's been a trying time, so that's all tonight.
Thank you for all your effort and all the commitment to the officers and for everyone. It's been a tough time, it really has. Thank you. Next would be committee and trustee reports. Does any trustee have a report this evening? Trustee Sipes?
Thank you, Your Honor. The Administration and Finance Committee met this evening and had one resolution going to tonight's board meeting with a positive recommendation, and one resolution going to the April 15th board with a positive recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you. Any Trustee Aaron Wilson?
Yes, Sir Mayor. Just wanted to note that you'll probably see a lot of folks running between Harlem High School and Rock Cut State Park on Saturday. It'll be the Arnie Johnson Classic, so it'll be a 10-mile run and 5K, and monies for that will support Annie's Locker, who also collects shoes to hand out to underprivileged. So that'll be going on Saturday, and I'll be there to MC it, not running it. It's been a tough winter. And then also, I just, anybody who is listening or watching this video right now, please use extreme caution when you see lights and sirens. I'm sure Lieutenant Delpra would wholeheartedly agree here. The headlines that we've unfortunately had to endure the last couple of weeks should not be. So just asking everybody to put the phone down, take caution around the roadways and around our law enforcement and first responders.
Thank you. That's well. Any other reports? Trustee Beck?
I would just personally like to thank the staff for keeping me in the loop while I was on vacation in Florida, and you know, it shows the commitment of our staff. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other reports? Hearing none, next would be consent agenda. Would the staff present all items considered on the consent agenda tonight?
We have item A, ordinance 1219, provides for the disposal of surplus property no longer necessary to the operation of the village. First reading. Ordinance 2019 authorizes budget amendments to the current fiscal year 2018-19 budget. First reading. Item C, ordinance 2119, adoption of the annual budget for fiscal year 2019-20. First reading. Resolution 14R19 authorizes entering into a program funding agreement for the IDHA Single Family Rehab Grant. Item E, Resolution 15R19, authorization to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois State Police for criminal background history checks. Item F, Resolution 17R19, approval of the iFiber Master Services Agreement. Item G, Resolution 18R19, authorizes entering into an agreement with Fairgram for development of an open space parks plan. Item H, Resolution 19R19, authorizes McMahon and Associates to conduct public bidding for the reconstruction of Gregory Drive, or construction of Gregory Drive, Burden Road, and Stonehenge subdivision. I, Resolution 20R19, approval of an engineering services agreement with McMahon and Associates for Mildred Road reconstruction and the 2019 village-wide pavement maintenance program. Item J, Resolution 21R19, approval of an architectural and engineering services agreement with McMahon and Associates for a public works building. Item K, Resolution 23R19, authorizing waiver of building permit fees for property owners impacted by the March 2019 flooding. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Are there any items trustee would like removed from the consent agenda to be considered separately?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Schmidt?
Item K, not because I think we need to vote on it, but just so we can have a staff report so it's explicitly clear to residents exactly what the expectations are and what we're doing, just so it's on the record and on video for the residents.
Sure. Trustee Beck?
I also, for K, because I think that the 90-day for permit allowance is a little short, especially with insurance companies are the way they are, so I'm...
K also, okay.
So K also.
Any other? Okay. Next, I'll entertain to remove Resolution 23R19.
Approve the consent agenda with the item removed.
Okay, yep. Approve the consent agenda except for item K, Resolution 23R19. If we could have a motion to accept that, except for that one there.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Could clerk please take roll call?
Certainly. Trustee Schmidt.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye.
Beck. Sipes.
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, and 1 absent.
Consent agenda has been approved. Next would be unfinished business, which would be Resolution 23R19, authorizing waiving of building permits for property owners impacted by the March 2019 flooding. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So made.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. May I have staff report, please?
Thank you. As the title implies, it's a waiver of building permit fees for those properties impacted by the recent flood. The waiver is retroactive, would be retroactive to March 25th, 2019, and it's explicitly for permit fees related to repair of damage caused by the flooding. The application period for this waiver to apply would be 90 days from March 25th. However, any permit that's applied for is good for 1 year, so a resident could simply get the permit. They should know within the next 3 months here what needs to be done and what needs to be repaired. So they've got a year to actually execute that and get the repairs done. The permit's good for a year. And in the event that a property owner were to proceed without permits, and it's discovered that they're doing work without the permits, this waiver would not apply. However, any penalties that might be assessed to that failure to get permits would not be applied. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Trustee Beck?
Your Honor. As a former building official, I know how insurance companies work. And I want to be sure that we don't have to have somebody file for a generic permit and then, after 4 months, come back and correct the generic permit to reflect the work that was actually done. So, it might behoove us to move that an extra month, let's say 120 days or 90 days, and I would move for us to do that.
So it's a motion to amend.
A motion to amend.
120 days.
Motion to amend to
90 to 120.
Okay.
90 to 120.
Second.
Motion second, okay.
We really require 2, right? 90 to 120, and then the June 24th would move to July 24th.
Well, we've got the start date, so if you tell us 120 days, we got it.
Okay, so we got a motion and second.
It's got to change to July, or it doesn't work in the resolution, right?
Oh, where does it say July? Yes.
So the motion for July then?
Yeah, it's 120 days in July.
Okay.
24th.
Okay. Motion and second. Clerk, please take roll call.
Okay. This is a motion to amend, and it's the proposal 120 days, changing that in the resolution and the date to July 24th. Okay. Trustee Schmidt.
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Sipes.
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye.
6 ayes and no nays, 1 absent.
Okay, motion has passed for
That's to amend. Now we vote on the resolution
Now we need to bring back the resolution 23R19 with,
as amended.
as amended. Do I have a motion?
We don't already have a motion and a second on the main motion?
We do.
Yeah, we already have a
As
motion.
amended, okay.
You're gonna vote on
Okay, just as amended, right, okay. We have a
Okay.
motion as amended.
Okay. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Sipes.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Mayor Johnson.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, and 1 absent.
Motion as amended is passed. Continuing on, next would be new business, having none. Next would be public comment. Does anybody want to address the board for the good of the village? Seeing no one, next would be adjournment. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So made.
Second.
Motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.